Welcome to Q&A with Q. I'm Quisha Umemba, nurse entrepreneur and public health consultant. I help public health leaders, helping professionals, and emerging entrepreneurs monetize their skill set to level up their career or start and launch service-based businesses. Now, if you're watching this video, you are watching the first video in the Q&A with Q YouTube series. And chances are you probably want to know who you're going to be tuning in to listen to every week. So I thought I would create this video to tell you more about myself and why I decided to start this YouTube series in the first place. I'm looking forward to this series, and I hope that you are too. More to come, so stay tuned. All right, so here's a little bit about me. I am the CEO and founder of Umemba Health LLC, which is a public health education and consulting agency that's renowned for our community health worker training services. I'm also the co-founder of the CHW Mentorship Network, and I currently serve as the president and co-founder of a nonprofit called Diversity in Diabetes. So hopefully you can see why I refer to myself as a nursepreneur. For the last 15 years, I have been a registered nurse. Half of that time has been in public health. So the first 7.5 years, I worked in surgical ICU and outpatient endocrinology. I feel like I did moonlighting in almost every single specialty, from hospice care to the oncology floor to telemetry, med surg. I've kind of done it all. But that really wasn't for me. I think as so many nurses, we just decide that, maybe the bedside is not where we want to be for the next 20, 30, even 40 years. So the last 7.5 years, I've served in a lot of programmatic and consultative and even management roles in public health. And I like to refer to myself as the nurse that got bit by the public health bug. Now, I am going to be sharing with you why I decided to pursue my master's in public health as opposed to my master's in nursing in a later video. So stay tuned for follow-up sessions of this series because I am going to be providing that information. Now, here's some fun facts to help you get to know me better. I started my medical career out as a candy striper in a local hospital. And so if you don't know what a candy striper is, it's basically a hospital volunteer. And I started out doing this at 16 years old. At 17, I entered the Army Reserves on what's called a split options program. Yes, my parents let me go to the Army at 17. So after 11th grade, I did my boot camp. I came back, I did my weekend drill or, 1 weekend a month. And then I was supposed to go back full time after finishing that, but I didn't. Let's just say I have an other than honorable discharge from the Army. And that is, again, a story for another day. Something else. I gave up a full ride scholarship to Oklahoma City University when I was 18 years old because I didn't want to leave my love. It's no figure that was a short-lived romance, and I kind of blew that full-time scholarship. But you live and you learn, right? Speaking of school, I stair-stepped my entire education. So again, I started out as a candy striper, right? That gave me a taste of the healthcare field. And I think I've been stuck ever since then. And so I did medical assisting, and then I did my associates in nursing, and then I did my bachelor's in nursing. And by the time I finished that, I thought, well, do I really need another degree in nursing? And that's where I transitioned into public health. Let's see what else. I have had 2 failed businesses before Umemba Health LLC. And so I guess in my case, the third time really was the charm. What else? I have a gift for helping others realize their untapped potential. In fact, I'm going to tell you more about my reason for even doing this series in just a little bit. And the last thing you should know about me, which people find it really, really, really hard to believe, is that I'm a social introvert. A lot of you may know it as an introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert, whatever it is. Just Google social introvert, and that is me. So you're probably wondering why I decided to start this YouTube channel in the first place. And if so, that's a great question. And I'll give you a simple answer. I get joy from serving others, and I choose to serve through my gift of communication, specifically teaching and speaking and coaching and mentoring. And I love to say that teaching is my love language. I come from a family of educators. My father was a teacher for 30 plus years. My sisters are teachers. I have a aunt that has passed that was a college professor. And so teaching is literally in my blood and in my bones. But the long answer is I really bring value to people in the way that I speak life into them. I love building up and edifying others, sharing my lessons learned, sharing my lived experience, sharing things that I've learned both personally and professionally. And I think that when I share these things with people, it really helps them to develop more clarity. I always like to say I have navigated the deep waters and those self-limiting constructs that most people, especially helping professionals, go through. And I'm talking about things like fear and perfectionism, procrastination, imposter syndrome. Don't get me wrong, I still struggle with some of those things, but I have a very comfortable relationship with fear. And I've learned to just do things scared. And I know that I have a message that needs to get out there. I know I have a skill set and a gift that God has equipped me with that I can help to edify others. And also that I can help you see that same thing in yourself. So I will admit, I do have a gift for helping people realize their untapped potential. And again, the result of the work that I do with my students and my peers and my clients and my mentees, it really does impact them in a way that they show up in a greater capacity than they've ever done before. And I believe that this is one of my reasons for being here on earth. And this YouTube series is just an extension of me being able to serve those that serve others. So what can you expect from Q&A with Q? That's a great question again. This YouTube series is really catering to helping professionals. And when I say helping professionals, I'm talking about anybody that's in a healthcare related profession. This is nurses, physicians, social workers, health educators, community health workers, so on and so on. And the reason being is one, I am myself a helping professional, and I got to this point where I kind of fell out of love with serving. So one, I want to help you fall in love with serving again. And sometimes you only get to that by finding and discovering who you are and what it is that you're really meant to be doing in this world in the first place. Another reason that I've started this YouTube series is because it ties into what I do and the services that I offer professionally to help people monetize their skill set to make impact and income. Again, it's helping professionals. We're usually servant leaders. We love what we do. We want to continue to help people. Sometimes we pour too much from our cup, right? We should pour from our overflow, and we always give too much of ourselves. But I want to be able to share my expertise, my lessons learned, answer your questions, and help you discover how you can both make impact and income, because it's never been easier to do than it is now. I hope you've learned a little bit more about me. I hope you found this video helpful somewhat. I like to leave you in the words of Tony A. Gaston's that says, if you don't build your dreams, someone will hire you and help you to build theirs. It is time for you to stop dreaming and start doing, and I am here to help. I hope to see you in the next video.